Summer camp? Really? Hey, ScouterStan. Gotta talk a little bit about summer camp. A lot of scouts feel very deprived of their experience at summer camp. Summer camp was always a traditional time to go tent camping for a week, work intensely on merit badges, and then, of course, unique dining hall experiences, and, of course, the waterfront. So that has been kind of not possible. Being that it's post-pandemic, we have a lot of problems with that, especially during June and July, when it's prime time to go to camp. Unfortunately, that's probably not going to occur for some scouts, and if it does, it's got to be within certain guidelines. As we start to phase back into normal camping, we need to be thinking a lot about sanitation. Plain and simple. Washing your hands is a critical part of sanitation. Now, there are other guidelines that are coming out, and let's review a little bit of that. Most camps are adopting a system of evaluating your health before you even leave for summer camp. When you get there, there may be additional examinations, testing, temperatures. Typically, this is something that's done on site. If you do not feel well, don't go to summer camp. Plain and simple. No matter your sanitation, it will only get worse. If you're not feeling well when you get there, that's a problem, and you need to take care of that immediately. All summer camps are going to require an A, B, and C medical form. This is the long form. That's the 4-page type of medical form. A being release, B being the standard medical information, which is 1 and 2, and then of course the latter part, the last page, is done by a physician, where there's an actual physical required by a physician, and that needs to be signed off. Now, all of those forms need to be handed in, and they're only good for 1 year. So if you're going to summer camp August, September, or going to an event, you got to make sure it's current. So make sure that it's current for that time. So if you're going in those months, make sure that you didn't go to the doctor sometime in October and it's expired by the time you get there. So that's something to think about. You got to time out your actual A, B, and C medical form. Okay, you're at summer camp and everything's going great. You wake up in the morning and you just don't feel right. You got maybe a temperature or something. Worst case scenario, okay? You need to take care of that immediately. Put on a mask. Some camps are requiring you to wear masks when you're in event areas. If you're out in the woods, there's no purpose for a mask. But social spacing is very important. But if you're not feeling good, all of a sudden put on the mask and get yourself down to the first aid. That is critical, okay? There are some cases where you need to work things out with the camp. The camp will have its own procedures for following that. Make sure you know what they are. Usually during the orientation, they will cover that. Like I said at the beginning, you gotta wash your hands. I would say at least 6 times a day. Now, I'm not saying that that's the actual number. If you do more than that, that's fine. If you don't need to do more than 6, then that's fine too. But you gotta wash your hands. So they have to be done efficiently, and so that you can get any viruses or anything that you pick up on your hands off your hand. At all times, you want to maintain as much distance as you can between other participants at camp. There could be issues, so you want to keep that spacing correct. The camp will monitor that, and the camp will ask you to monitor yourself. So make sure that you're staying within those guidelines. Remember to cough and sneeze into your elbows. And if you have to touch your face, wash your hands first, then wash your face. That's the easiest way to do that. If you got something that's stuck to your face, then you can wash it off. Just wash your hands prior to actually doing the touching of your face. The reason for that is quite simple. If you've got bacteria on your hands and you rub it into your eyes or put it on your mouth or something like that, that's going to get inside of you and make you sick. It's just plain, simple, common sense. Make sure that you avoid touching your face if you can. Sometimes it's not possible to actually wash your hands properly with soap and water. Sanitizer works great. You just need to use the right amount and make sure that your hands are completely covered with the liquid so that it actually has time to work. Typically just massaging your hands over and over again until they dry, because there's alcohol in the hand sanitizer, seems to work rather well. At that point, your next stop is a place where you could actually wash your hands. Plain and simple, the bacteria, even though it's deactivated or dead, it's still on your hands, even after using hand sanitizer. So you need to get that washed away. It needs to be taken away with soap and water. That's your next stop. And once you've washed that off, you can dry your hands properly and then move on with the rest of your day. Of course, you have to use common sense and also use the guidelines that are given to you by your individual camp. They are there and they have the guidelines that they are going to observe and help you stay within for your own safety. And remember, follow those safety tips and don't panic. A scout is brave. We can handle this. We've been teaching our youth how to handle situations like this since the beginning of scouting. Be prepared. That's what we do. And I know you do that every single day. If you still do not have the availability for what we call quote unquote live camping, there is virtual camp. Cub Scout Virtual Camp is available in your area. Just need to be connected to your district and council, and they will let you know when that's available. It's also available for troops. So if you're in a troop, working with the troop could get involved in merit badges online. It's like a merit badge academy. So it's for all intents and purposes, it is summer camp without a waterfront or a dining hall. That's kind of all it is. It's a very easy way to work on some merit badges while we are quarantined. If no live camp is available, that would be your next option. Get involved, do the right thing, and make sure that your scouts know that this is not forever. This is just for the next few months, okay? We are going to move beyond this and adopt new practices so that we can go out and put the out in scout. So that's what we need to do. And I know that they're just so the anxiety is building because they want to get out, they want to do stuff, they want to be out there. Be the mentor and tell them that to wait for a little while. We're going back. It's not a problem. Things are okay. Don't panic. It's all just fine. So make sure that you just keep doing what you've been doing and keep up the good work. And of course, like always, I will see you on the trail.